Hello, this is Miss Saul coming to you virtually because I'm not gonna lie, everyone was very annoying yesterday, so we're gonna watch a video today. So, we're gonna start with kind of a quick recap of square roots. So, these are all up on the top of your paper, perfect squares. So, when you take the square root of them, we're thinking about what number times itself gives you, for the first one, 1. So the answer for the square root of 1 is going to be 1, but all square roots are also going to have a negative answer. So it's 1 and negative 1. So 1 times 1 equals 1, and negative 1 times negative 1 equals 1. Okay, and then kind of going through, we're gonna, for 4, what number times itself equals 4? Again, we should have positive and negative 2, which we can write using that plus minus sign like we did yesterday with our quadratic formula. So now I want you guys to go through and do the rest of them. They are kind of in order. So like 9, we have plus and negative 3. 16, you should have plus and negative 4. So go through and fill in the rest of them. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you've done that, and I'm going to kind of move on to the next step and answer, when can we use square roots to solve quadratics? Okay, we are going to use square roots today to solve them. So instead of factoring or using the quadratic formula, we're going to use square roots, but we're still going to get our x-intercepts. And when can we do that? We can do that when one side is a perfect square. Okay, so that's what I'm writing in here. So when one side is a perfect square, we can use square roots to solve. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that on these problems down below. Okay? Our steps here, we're going to have like 3 or 4 steps. Okay? 1 is find the perfect square and like get the perfect square alone. Two is take the square root and then 3 is going to be to get x by itself. Okay? So I'm going to say isolate x. Those are going to be kind of our 3 steps to find the x-intercepts using the square root method. Okay? A quick reminder is when we take the square root of something, we always have a positive and a negative answer. Okay? We've seen that with quadratics, when we're trying to find our x-intercepts, we normally have 2 answers. Okay? That's where this positive and negative kind of come into play. It's going to be one of our answers is going to be positive, one of our answers is going to be negative. Okay? So reminder, we have 2 answers. Okay? We have 2 answers with square roots and with our x-intercepts. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to do a practice problem, and then you guys are going to try one. Okay, here we go. So this part over here, this part that I'm underlining, that's a perfect square, okay? So in order to take the square root, we need to get just that part alone, okay? So we need to move this negative 15 to the other side. So you guys might be thinking, okay, if we need to move negative 15 to the other side, we're going to add 15. So we're going to add 15 and add 15. So 1 plus 15 is going to give us 16. And then all we have left over here is x minus 4 squared. Okay, so now we have just our perfect square on the left-hand side. So we can go ahead and we can take the square root of both sides. Okay, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. That's the rule with equations and with life, I suppose. So when we take the square root of this side, we're going to end up with just x minus 4. Okay, and over here we're taking the square root of 16, which we took up above, or which we already saw up above, and that's going to be plus 4 and minus 4. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So we have x minus 4 equals positive 4 or negative 4. So the last step that we have to do is we have to get x by itself over here. So we're going to add 4 to both sides, add 4 over here, okay? And this is where I'm going to kind of break off into my two answers. So I'm going to have 4 plus 4, and then we have negative 4 plus 4. So my two x-intercepts in this case are 8 and 0. Okay, so that's how you can use square roots to kind of get our x-intercepts. So there's our answers, 0 and 8. Okay, I want you guys to try this next one right here. Okay, so pause the video and try it. And I'm going to wait a few seconds where I am currently, and then I'm going to walk through the solution. Have you tried it yet? If you're waiting for me to do it, try it first. It won't hurt you, I promise. You can ask real life Miss Saul to help you too. Okay, let's walk through it. Hopefully you paused the video and tried it. Otherwise, you did not follow my directions, and I'm annoyed with you. Okay, our first step is that we have to move this plus 4 to the other side. So we're going to subtract 4 and subtract 4. So we're doing 85 minus 4. So we get 81 over here. And then we still have this x plus 2 squared over here. Now, just like we did before, we're going to take the square root of both sides. Okay? The square root of 81 is going to work out to be plus or minus 9. And over here, we're going to get x plus 2. Okay? Now we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And this is where we're going to break off into our two answers. So we have positive 9 minus 2 and negative 9 minus 2. So our answers are going to end up being 9 minus 2, which is 7, and negative 9 minus 2, which is negative 11. Okay. So there's kind of two examples. We're going to do one more example where it's a little bit different. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I guess this is going to move on the page. So I'm going to have to erase this, and then we'll keep going. Okay, but pause it right now if you need to copy. Okay, so we're gonna try the next two examples, which are a little bit different, but pretty much the same idea. We're going through the same process. Okay, good enough. Okay, here we go. So now we're doing the same thing. We're trying to get this perfect square over here by itself. So we're gonna subtract 16 from both sides. Okay, so 31 minus 16, that's gonna give us 15 today and most days. And then we got x minus 3 squared over here. Now we're gonna take the square root of both sides, okay? You guys might notice, you guys might see, square root of 15 doesn't work out to be like a perfect square. It's not a perfect square. There's not a whole number it's gonna be. It's gonna be like 4 point something, okay? So for this one, we're gonna leave the square root of 15. We're gonna just leave that as the square root of 15, okay? And we're gonna say that that's equal to x minus 3. And then, but I'm gonna add, and I did not give myself space on the screen, so I'm gonna erase and move things over a little bit. I'm gonna add a plus or minus sign here. Okay, so plus or minus 15, okay? And that's gonna be or plus or minus the square root of 15 equals x minus 3. Now I'm gonna add 3 to both sides, and that's gonna end up being my answer, okay? So my answer here is gonna be plus or minus the square root of 15 plus 3, okay? So for this one, we can kind of stop there because plus or minus the square root of 15 is just gonna work out to be a decimal or 4 point something, 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 something that goes on forever, okay? Try the next one on your own. If you need real life Miss Saul's help, she'll help you, okay? We're gonna go ahead and scroll down and we're gonna do one last example that will be on the back of your page. And then I want you guys to try these last two, okay? So we're gonna do one more example together that's on the back of your page. And then I want you guys to try these last two. Okay, here we go. Here's the last one that we're gonna do together on this video. Okay, so here we do have a perfect square embedded in this, but it's that x squared. Okay, so our goal is we have to get x squared by itself. So how do we get rid of this 3? What do we do to get rid of this 3? So this is where we're gonna divide both sides by 3. Okay, because then all we're gonna be left with on this side is x squared, which is a perfect square, okay? And then over here, we're gonna do 27 divided by 3, and that's gonna give us 9. So we got x squared is equal to 9. So now we can go in and we can take the square root of both sides, and we're gonna get x over here. The square root of 9 is plus or minus 3. And there we go. That's all we needed to do for that one. We're done. Okay, so that was like a quick video about how to use square roots to find our x-intercepts or to solve our quadratics, okay? There's 2 more problems on this page that I haven't done in this video that I want you to do, and you can ask Miss Saul for help, or you can work with a person sitting near you, okay? That's all for virtual Miss Saul. Peace and love. Bye.